Yes, I would say that it's not the pinnacle of MSP excellence because the framework was never intended with the MSP in mind. They were intended with the MSP as a value added reseller. In fact, the original rules state it that way. They only learned after the fact in the CMMC 2.0, right? When they re-released it, they said, wait a second, we left out possibly the biggest piece of the puzzle here, which is the MSP. And so I would say for the second part of the question is it is no dig to the defense industrial base. I respect what they're doing and the security that they're trying to provide the country as a whole. It's not intended for a framework or a maturity model. It's intended to protect controlled, unclassified information at its core and federal contract information. It solely focuses on doing that. And so unless you're an MSP that has a majority stake in your business with those types of clients, then I wouldn't start with the CMMC as the framework. I would certainly start at one that is focused on bringing maturity levels up before you add on top of that enclaves and FedRAMP style tools and 180-page documents of compliance paperwork.
If only there was an MSP control framework out there that was written just for MSPs. If only something like that existed. Oh wait, it does exist. I forgot. Could you? So I want to stay on the CMMC hypothetical. It's not a hypothetical. It's a case study. Really, uncertified MSP comes to you and says, I think that there's a legitimate need I can fulfill as an MSP for a certain segment percentage of my customer base, my managed services customers who are impacted by CMMC. What, in your opinion, should be the maybe best practice approach for that MSP to begin to not just respond to the market demand that they're seeing, but to do it cost effectively, to do it appropriately, and to monetize? Could you break down kind of like the major steps that as you see that?
Yeah, so you could start simply by doing a cost businesses analysis of how that service line would work for you guys as an MSP. There would be some obvious questions you would ask yourself based off of who's working inside your organization. Do they meet the defense requirements for ge- general security? And then the biggest hurdle that we're seeing right now is things in the middleware space where you are operating in a SaaS based environment or a locally hosted environment and you've got shared types of accounts that maybe share with non-US or non-compliant customer bases. And so the first thing you might want to do is take a look at how can we start compartmentalizing this service line so that it is going to be able to not only handle, process, and transmit the types of information that the framework is asking, but also how can we make it scalable and secure in a sense of part of our business model so that we're not losing money running these clients, right? Because, and especially knowing that if you are offering services to an organization that's going through the CMMC pipeline, you are going to be dragged into that as an MSP 100% of the time.